All right, guys, had the Bronco here for a few weeks now. Now it's time to start modding this thing and having fun. Just started doing some mods, getting it ready for a little bit of duning. Gonna go over each of the mods in this video, but right now we're here at Discount Tire. We're gonna get some new rims put on this thing. And what I want to first show is here's the factory backspacing and offset. You can kind of see how these are tucked up underneath the rear fender. It's almost flush with the fender flare. I'm going to be real curious with this backspacing on these wheels that we're replacing it with, how it's going to be, how it pushes out. The other thing I want to kind of look at is how does this change the mounting of the spare tire on here? I hope this doesn't give us a problem because this is tight on there right now. And this is one thing I've been a little bit nervous about. I hope this doesn't give me an issue with doing some dunes and the spare tire not being tight on there. So we'll have to address that as well. But let's look at the stock poke, which it's kind of set in a little bit. I'm not a big fan of that personally. We will see how this now compares to the new setup. Here's the old set, boom, and there it is, guys. The Method 305 NVs, bronze coloring, 17-inch rims, I think 8-inch wide. I need to look at the specs on that, but these are the 0 mil offset, so you can kind of see the difference in poke. It's still not bad. And from the front, it just looks so much better. Just such a much more aggressive look. I love it. Kind of see the side profile here, peeking down the sides. It's still got really good coverage as far as the factory fender flares, but just enough poke. Looks great. I really like this a lot better than even the factory bead locks. Now I was kind of looking as far as the spacing. I want to look into this. My spare no longer touches here or down there. I don't know if that's going to be an issue at all for off-road. I wonder if there's a company that makes something a little bit bigger or longer, or maybe they put a spacer in the rear. I'm going to do a little homework on that, but looks great. Spare looks really cool on the back as well. Love it. So also went with the black lug nuts. Center caps look good. Make sure they're not scratched up. They do have a little bit of scuffs there. I'll have to maybe talk to Discount about that. But the simulation bead lock looks pretty sharp too. Okay, so the next mod. You might see this and think, what the heck is this? Well, if you go to the sand dunes, especially in Michigan, you have to have a flag on the front of your vehicle. This is a fab, I actually kind of fabbed this up myself. This bracket actually, and this attachment I actually got from Silverback Off-Road up in Mears, Michigan, but the bolts and the hardware and whatnot was not on it. And you actually see I got a little bit of rust here. It's been outside for the last month, but I would like the paint to be a little bit better, but it is just raw steel. So it's not powder coated, so I can take it off and powder coat it myself. But if you plan to go to the dunes, one of the things I recommend is something that is a really solid mount. I know people that also do a mount off this area right here. Personally, I want it a little farther forward because when you've got your flag set up and it goes up the front of the truck, the flag will kind of dance back and forth. And I want it as far away from possible from rubbing on my hood. And I was worried that if I put my mount here, there's a chance it might rub on the hood. Plus, this is just easy, and I was kind of in a time pinch. So anyhow, if you want to make this setup, Silverback Off-Road, they had this bracket. This is a quick disconnect that works with their 2-piece and their 1-piece flag that you can buy up there. I like running the 2-piece flags because they're easy to transport and they seem to hold up pretty well. Just bolt it on, through bolt, grade 8, 2 washers, feel solid. I mean, I've done 7 days of dune use, not had a problem with it. Easy to take on and off. Staying on the front of the vehicle, you're going to notice these rigid amber lens covers. These are a little bit dirty right now, but these are super slick. These things pop off. Let's see if I can just pop it off and show you. There we go. And they're pretty durable, as you can tell. I just dropped it and didn't break it. But anyhow, you can get these in different colors. These are the amber ones. I will throw a link down below, but you can put these on either or all, both of them. I like running one set of clear and one set amber, just for if it's rainy or off-road or foggy. It works pretty decent. I've ran these on all my Raptors. It's a cheap upgrade. I think these are like 30 bucks or 20 bucks. They're not expensive, and you can run them on this one as well. You can get clear too if you want to protect the lens. The Bronco Raptors, F-150 Raptors all come with a black cover to protect the lens. But anyhow, I'm running off for that. So that's a really cheap little upgrade. Talked about the rims. I've had no rubbing off-road now. Got about 1,000 miles on these rims. Washed them a handful of times. Pretty easy to clean. The bead lock and the hardware so far seems decent. I'll be curious to see how they hold up in the bad conditions in the wintertime. Another stupid, silly little thing I like to do, call me a patriot, whatever, but I love putting a little flag on my Raptors, and you can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link down below for that one as well. And another quick little upgrade, 2 cheap ones. These little hand loops, they mount on the side. You can see on the side of your up above, like the roll cage airbag area, and you can see kind of how that one is, and this one here. And I've got them in the rear as well for the boys. And I think these are like 18 bucks or something, and you can get different colors, but I kind of like this because it kind of matched a little bit of the Bronco orange theme. I'll put a link down below of these as well. Another spot that I don't typically like some of the gimmicky things like door entry guards, but I've ran clear before, and I don't like clear because I find that dirt gets around the edge and then starts peeling up and looks nasty. I found these on Amazon. I'll put a link also below of these, but they seem to be pretty decent. And this is such a flat area. I noticed like within the first week of having this Bronco Raptor that getting in and out, you can scuff and mess up that paint pretty good. And it went on super easy. It seems to be holding up pretty good. You can kind of see the second row as well. Works good, and it's kind of says, you know, the 1966 theme for first year of the Bronco. And actually it's kind of funny, there's a little bit of a mountain scene on this one right here, which is kind of cool. So that's 3 little mods. Now the next one I'm going to do, and I found a company, I'll put a link down below, that makes a adapter to make this push out a little farther, as well as the rubber stopper for the wheel down there. The good news is I've done 7 days of dune use, and I haven't had an issue with the spare not touching this. I think most people never do that little adapter to push this out. I've even been talking to a buddy of mine who does 3D printing and making some parts just to kind of push this out. It seems to hold up fine. Not a problem there. So those are a few little mods. Something else I'm going to kind of look at is I kind of wouldn't mind updating or upgrading, putting some sort of little protective area along these sides. This is one of the complaints I've got with Ford vehicles. I swear their plastic is the least durable of vehicles. It just gets so freaking scratched up so easy. I don't know what it is, something with the finish, but just a little stuff kind of scuffs this up, and you can kind of see where I put a scratch in the plastic there. I want to kind of fix that, but I'm going to look in to see what other products there are out there to kind of you know, protect those sides. And then another thing I like to do is see these little covers that go over the headrest. I put these covers over the top of all my seats for the kids' car seats. And it's this, like, I don't know, like a carpeted material, but it's also kind of waterproof, protects the seats. I put this underneath my kids' car seats so that their seats, you know, kids' crap doesn't get all over. And sometimes we'll even use those when we go dirt biking. Guys are dirty and sweaty. I don't want that stuff all over my seats. That's a pretty nice little thing, actually, if you're looking for something that is just quick and cheap, just to put a little protection in your seats. I'll include that link. But overall, I haven't really done a ton of mods yet. I don't really even know. I thought about putting a level on the front end of this. I'm not even sure I'm going to. It's got a pretty decent rake from the factory. And the problem I have with once you start lifting the front is the ride quality goes down. You put a little bit more wear in your CV joints. And when you do put payload in it, then the thing looks kind of janky and low in the rear. I'm not about that. I haven't had any clearance issues up front, so I haven't really seen a real reason to upgrade that. I mean, we've got a week's worth of dune use, and the front end is still holding up good. I didn't have any scratches down below. But I'm telling you right now, I am super impressed with how this thing is holding up. It's a lot of fun. It's a very capable vehicle. I'll slowly start doing some mods here and there, but right now I don't really see a whole lot of reason to do any upgrades. I do have my eyes, though, on that potential tune in the future that's supposed to be warranty legal, and I'm going to look at that. It's got good power stock, but it would be kind of fun in the dunes to maybe have an extra 50 or 100 horsepower. Anyhow, if you liked the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.